Hello, Miami. Welcome to Let's Chat with Disco George. My friends, today I am bringing you one of my great and fantastic friends, but they're not only that, but they actually have helped me for the past year. I don't know if you know, but some of you already know that I had some surgery. That's why I was away for a couple months, but they helped me get back on my feet. And if it wasn't for MNRS, I'm telling you, I really don't know where I would be right now, because when you get a big surgery, you really need therapy to get through it. So I wanted to bring them, talk about MNRS. And while I was there, I was actually doing therapy and I met a great person, and I wanted to also share his story. Guys, welcome to the show.
Morning, George.
Good morning.
How you doing?
How's it going, guys?
Good.
Good. Thank you for having me back.
No, definitely. And I see you. I see you more than my family.
Yeah,
I see
family.
you. I see you every week, and that's how we become good buddies. But I really wanted to bring you back because I know you help so many people in the community. And now that I've met Jay, you brought something new to your location that it was like a journey in itself. So I wanted to talk about that. But for the people that don't know MNRS, explain to the masses, because thousands of people are watching, what MNRS really is.
So MNRS stands for Miami Neurology and Rehabilitation Specialists. So we're a different center in that we also take the neurological aspect of the patients into account when we design their treatment programs. So we do a lot of balance, a lot of spine, a lot of vertigo, dizziness, unsteadiness, those type of things.
Well, yeah, I actually sent you somebody in my family that had that issue, and you guys cured it.
Yeah,
he had that issue in the ear, and you took care of that. And it was like, it's funny, after the first viewing of MNRS here at Let's Chat Disco George, a lot of people were calling me, hey, does he do this? Does he do that? And then I would bump into a couple of people at the center and your staff. I usually go to your South Miami location. I know you also have another location in Kendall. Where is that one at?
So the one in Kendall is on 114th and Kendall Drive.
Okay.
And it's right close to Kendall Drive and the Turnpike. So it's a very convenient location. So is the South Miami location, because it's right on the corner of Sunset and US 1.
Right. It's practically right next to the Metro Rail station.
Right next to the Metro Rail station, close again to your studio here.
Yeah.
And so they're both very convenient locations for patients.
And it's funny that you say that you when you do the evaluations, you guys do a very thorough one. But you, like you said, I've seen some of your patients there that are 100 years old.
Yeah,
and you could tailor from somebody young in their 20s that had a sports injury or something like that, to somebody that's older and they just have, como le dicen los cubanos, un achaque, or something.
So people are living older,
right?
So we're getting more and more patients in their 90s. We have a patient in the South Miami office that just turned 100. And they're motivated. They come in their 90s and they're motivated to get better, and they work hard and they do everything that we ask of them, and they get better.
Yeah.
So you can get better at any age.
Exactly. And
which is important.
And one of the reasons why I brought you guys here is because there's always hope. You have to have hope when you're always, maybe this conversation we're having right now could actually help somebody.
Definitely.
Like you told me earlier that you were researching exoskeletons, and you were looking for something different. Technology has improved so much. So let's talk a little bit about you now. How did the story begin with the exoskeleton and connecting with Nick?
So funny enough, I like to go to the Miami Project whenever they have any research studies available. Mm-hmm. And I forget which website I was on, but I was looking to see what studies were currently available. And I ran into one at a specific university. I forget the name. And when I called to see, I saw it was about exoskeletons. And when I called to see how do I enroll, She said you have to own one. So I was like, how do I own one? How do I go about doing that?
How
So
do you
she
get
pointed,
that, right?
Like I didn't even know it was possible. And she pointed me in the direction of the ReWalk. And sure enough, they were able to get me enrolled and they get me qualified and they let me, pretty much I'm going to get to take it home.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nick has been super amazing in helping me with the training with it. It was a learning curve for both of us. We both.
Tell us about the first day that you saw the exoskeleton, the ReWalk. How did you feel? I'm sure that you had to had some. What exactly was that? Did you have hope? You weren't sure when you saw it?
I mean, I think any advancement is great. So when I saw it, I have seen other models before. This wasn't the first model I saw.
Okay.
But I was excited for the ReWalk because it was the first one that you can do without needing all this production. You didn't need like a big like harness. It was more mobile.
All right.
Not completely hands-free because you still need hand crutches, but
Right.
they're getting there, which is exciting. And I think moving forward, they're only going to advance. So it's exciting news for the wheelchair community. Spinal cord
definitely.
injuries. I believe it could even help anybody with just mobility challenges. I think originally it was designed to help with offloading in the military.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was supposed to be used because a lot of guys would come out with like back injuries, herniated disc, because they would tug around like hundreds of pounds of cargo or luggage.
Right. Well, it's something like I'm sure you saw the movie Avatar, that they have like the big ones than the people.
The exosuits.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Yes,
But
yes.
that's obviously much bigger. But you have like a compact one.
Right.
Production, if you could show the video that we have on
Hi,
file.
my name is Nick.
So
I'm a physical
we're gonna see
therapist
the
with
video
MNRS.
right here.
This is
So
Jay
Nick,
right here.
I know you kind of know this video already.
So, you know what Jay does is he presses a button in the watch. So he presses sit to stand, and then the machine helps him walk. He has to load with his forearm crutches to be able to stand. So as you see, he's putting on the forearm crutches. Now he's gonna press the button on his watch, which they call it a controller.
Okay.
You press the button, you bring the forearm crutches back, and you load with your upper body, and you stand. So this will show Jay going from a sitting position to a standing position, which in the therapy world we call it sit to stand transfer. And there he goes.
Let me ask you, is this obviously battery operated? How long does the suit have energy for, if you were to use it continuously?
So they say 3 hours of actual walking. We've never even seen it go to yellow, and we do like I think a solid hour to 2 hours of therapy when we do use it.
We've never drained the battery, so it hasn't been an issue with us. So the battery, you charge the battery and it works well. So now he's in a standing position, and he's got the forearm crutches to help him with balance.
Okay. And at that point, how do you feel your body is? It's all upper body that you feel, correct?
So the sensation, it's kind of hard to explain, but the sensation in the very initial of standing almost feels like you're on a cloud a little bit, because even though I have weight underneath me, I can't feel it. But pretty much you're loading most of your weight on your arms.
Okay.
The machine initiates itself, so it's a pattern. It's not me initiating the actual steps.
Jay has to shift his weight from side to side. So Jay's weight shifting to be able, so that the leg, you can take the step, the stride.
How many months already has it that you've been together doing this?
Oh man,
Since December or January?
I think I met you in December, but we hit the ground running in New Year. So let's wait for January and let's hit the ground running. No pun intended. But that was not intentional.
So I mean, Jay worked hard. He worked hard. Therapy consisted of balance exercises, walking, strengthening exercises, and in the beginning, it was a challenge. And with practice.
How many months do you think it took him to kind of get the rhythm of it?
I would say maybe, 20
think-
something visits.
I think at this point we're mainly just maintaining. We kind of got it down.
Okay.
I would say we're limited because you need a companion.
Right.
You need someone that can be there with you when you take it home. So my wife would come with me, and she can only do Saturdays, so it kind of limited. But I think if you were able to do it more visits, if you had a more flexible schedule, which unfortunately I didn't, you can probably get good at it at maybe 3-4 months.
Yeah.
I think so.
And let me ask, how heavy is the actual unit?
60 pounds, 60 to 70.
So it's not very difficult really to transport.
No, they even comes with a dolly.
Okay.
Yeah, it comes with like this really cool dolly that you can lay it flat like a bench, or you can do it like kind of like standard dollies like you see at Home Depot. I think those are the only two positions, right? Yeah, I think it's just those two.
Yeah.
Wow.
So the exoskeleton can also do curbs, right? So you can go up a curb, you can go down a curb, and it can also do stairs.
Stairs. How does that work? Because it's got another button to actually raise it?
Yes, it has another control where you can actually elevate your foot, and it does one step at a time. It's not going to just go.
Right.
But even so, it's a little scary. Going up isn't too tough, but coming down is a little scary because you're looking down and putting all your faith in the machine. So it's a little scary. But we did it. We got it done.
Yeah, and you have a good upper body strength.
Yeah.
So
kind of have to.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of have to at this point.
And I think it's important for people to understand that balance can be improved.
Right.
Balance over the age of 65.
Okay.
1 in 3 older adults does not have good balance, and they're at high risk of falling.
And if I may interrupt you, why is that? What triggers after 65 besides just getting old? What do you think that is? What causes it?
It's a lot of things. It's strength, lack of mobility. They get tighter, so they don't have the same flexibility. They lose strength. Their vestibular system isn't. Sometimes they develop a hypofunction from not moving their head a lot or moving their body a lot. So their vestibular system is weak. It's what we call multifactorial. So there's a lot of, they have pain in the spine, they have knee pain, which causes compensations.
What would be like a first sign besides, being a little insecure? Because I've noticed, with people that I hang out with, that they become afraid of, it's that one time that you slip or and you're like, oh, I'm not myself. What do you? Is that something like? What would be something before you get to that would be a calling sign?
So like when they walk, they sidestep, stagger, stumble, leg is giving out. They start walking, holding onto furniture, walls.
Okay.
They're dizzy, or vertigo symptoms, or lightheaded, or unsteadiness, and they develop a fear of falling. Which having a fear of falling is also a risk factor, because when you have a fear of falling, you tense up, and that tension of tensing up because of the fear affects your balance.
Okay.
So you gotta practice so that you lose the fear, because having a fear doesn't help your balance.
Exactly.
And once somebody does fall, right? So like if I examine a patient or I do an evaluation and the patient tells me that they have fallen in the last year, the fact that they have fallen recently, right, makes it more likely that they will fall again in the near future.
Okay.
So that's, one of the signs.
And always something, it turns into, it's like, the ball rolling, it gets bigger into a bigger problem.
The snowball effect.
Exactly.
So the fear, right? They lose mobility. They may not want to go to the store. They may not want to go to the grocery, and then they start to decline in function.
Right.
And it doesn't really need to be that way. If they only knew that it's so easy to get better, all they really have to do is practice balance exercises, stability strengthening exercises. The walking alone is not going to be enough. So like a lot of patients will tell you, what do you do? When I ask them, what do you do for exercise? They'll tell me, I walk. Everybody,
Yeah, you have to. Yeah.
And so, I mean, that in itself is not going to improve their balance.
Okay.
So by doing strengthening exercises and balance exercises, that's how your balance improves. And if you,
Let me ask you, do you have like any lasers that could help people with that?
with balance,
With the balance or any of the ailments?
so we do laser therapy for other conditions, but laser therapy doesn't really help for balance.
Okay.
It's more like to decrease inflammation, speed up healing, those type of things.
All right.
So it's a modality, for helps with pain, and the interesting thing about doing balance exercises is that it doesn't take a long time. You practice them. You can practice them at home, and when you start to see the improvement in your activities of daily living, that's the motivation to keep practicing, right?
Excellent. Let me ask you, so I know the ReWalk is, I guess we were talking, it's like step one of the exoskeleton. Where do you see the exoskeleton going next?
A little more hands-free, maybe a little more where it can gauge balance. Like it'll have that sensor where it won't let you fall backwards or forward. And if that can be adapted into the exoskeleton, that would make it a lot easier to use. So anything that would improve like the actual balance function where you don't need your arms would make it feel a little more, I guess, natural. But they're advancing, so
So they just now they have. So you saw in the video where Jay has to press the watch to have it sit to stand or walk. So now they've put the feature on the crutches. So that can help too, because he's holding the forearm crutches. He doesn't have to lean over. So when you lean over to press the watch, you can lose your balance for somebody that's not trained well.
You're essentially putting all your weight on one arm when you go to function with the watch. So I guess having it on the crutches would make it easier to balance.
Excellent. All right. So what's the easiest way to get in contact with you with MNRS?
So the best way is to call the office. The phone number for the South Miami location is 305-661-8040.
Okay.
And for our Kendall location, it's 305-459-5667. Or if they want more information, they can go to MNRS.com.
Okay. So you have, and it show all your services that you do there, right?
Yeah.
Excellent. And if somebody wants to reach out to you, what's the easiest way to reach to you?
I think Instagram would be good.
Okay. What's your Instagram?
My Instagram is JL and then Feel Me. So JL is my initials and then Feel, FEEL, and then me, ME, all together. No special characters. Yeah, and it's public, so if you guys want to follow.
Excellent. Well, I appreciate you guys coming in today, to, sharing your story and the journey that you've been through. And, I'm happy to see you, advancing because,
We've been on a journey together.
I saw you from the beginning to the end, and, we've gone through a journey at MNRS. And
Jay's come a long way, He worked hard. And
so has George.
Yeah.
George too.
Yeah, little by little.
Yeah, you've come a very long way.
I did a little merengue this weekend. Yeah, but I paid for it the next day. But at least I could do it.
Yeah,
you're back dancing.
Yeah, a little. I'm getting mobile again.
Which, by the way, for people that like to dance, that's great exercise.
Yeah,
dancing is great. For patients with osteoporosis.
I got back in the zone.
Yeah, that's great.
But
you didn't tweak anything, right?
Yeah, no. But it was funny because. Talking a little bit about fear, at the beginning, I was I was like, okay, I remember how to dance, but it took me like
you had that little bit of
like a minute, not a minute, maybe a couple seconds to
get back into
the rhythm.
Right.
And I was like, oh, okay, I
still got it.
I still got it. It came back. But the next day I was like, oh my God.
A little sore.
A little sore.
Yeah, something about that
good.
fear.
It felt good doing a little dancing.
Great.
Yeah.
We got to face our fears,
Yeah. Take the first step. You got to take the first step.
There you go.
I'm like, you know what? The music's too good. I had to at least do one good song.
Well, congratulations on that.
Thank you. Yeah,
That's great.
Listen, believe it, it's a journey. Well, guys, I appreciate you guys watching the video today. If you have any aches, pains, you need physical therapy, this is the man right here at MNRS. And if you want to have any questions about the ReWalk or just you want to chat with him, Jay's the man. He's a great person.
Appreciate that.
All right, my friends. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy the video, please give us a like. And if you really liked it, please